1. Carnival Cruise Line, the loyalty betrayal. Carnival has officially crossed the line with their most loyal fans in 2026, and the fallout is nothing short of a total betrayal. Most passengers think their VFP status is a permanent reward for years of dedication, but the truth is, Carnival has quietly shifted the goalposts to favor the high rollers over the long-timers. If you're a platinum or diamond member who earned your rank through years of sailing, you're about to find out that your status is now being tied more to your annual onboard spending than your actual nights at sea. Imagine booking your milestone 2026 cruise, expecting the VIP treatment you've earned, only to realize the line is prioritizing first-time casino spenders over the people who built the brand. But here's the catch. It's not just about the perks. The very soul of the fun ships is changing. We're seeing a massive surge in reports regarding rowdy, frat party behavior and overcrowding on short itineraries. This is leaving families and older couples feeling like they're trapped in a chaotic nightclub rather than a relaxing vacation. When you combine this shifting crowd with shrinkflation at the buffet, like those infamous desserts now served in tiny shot glasses, and the aging, tacky state of older vessels like the Carnival Elation, the value isn't just dropping, it's cratering. Cruisers who have sailed with Carnival for 20 years are finally walking away because they no longer recognize the brand they loved. They feel undervalued, overcharged, and ignored by the corporate office. Don't let your loyalty blind you to a bad deal. Instead, take your high-tier status to a competitor like MSC or Virgin Voyages, who are actively offering status match programs in 2026 to lure away jilted Carnival veterans. 2. Disney Cruise Line, the magic is fading. Disney Cruise Line is currently facing a massive wake-up call as parents realize the Disney Premium no longer guarantees a magical experience in 2026. Most passengers think paying double or triple the price of a Royal Caribbean cruise buys them a flawless, refined getaway. The brutal truth? Disney is falling into a luxury price, standard experience trap. Imagine dropping $8,000 for a week-long sailing on the brand-new Disney Treasure. You expect world-class dining and exclusive character access. Instead, you're met with hit-or-miss food that's often lukewarm or bland, and pool decks so packed that the water is basically kid soup. But here's the catch. The frustration doesn't end at the pool. Cruisers are reporting that the logistical marathons required for character meet and greets have become more stressful than a day at the theme parks. When you're paying top-tier prices, every minor inconvenience, a slow server or a dusty cabin corner, feels like a betrayal of the brand's promise. You're not just paying for a cruise, you're paying for perfection, and in 2026, Disney just isn't delivering it consistently. This price fatigue is driving thousands of loyal families to finally look elsewhere, exhausted by the gap between the marketing and the reality on board. If you think these crowds are overwhelming, just wait until we reveal the occupancy crisis hitting the next line on our list. Instead of overpaying for the newest megaships, book a sailing on the older Disney Magic or Disney Wonder where the service is more personal. The crowds are manageable, and you'll save thousands of dollars while still getting the Disney magic your kids crave. 3. NCL, the fee frenzy and cutback king. Norwegian Cruise Line has officially taken freestyle cruising and turned it into a fee-style nightmare that is pushing even their most loyal fans toward the exit. Most passengers think the free-at-sea promotion is the ultimate bargain, but the truth is it has become a marketing mask for hundreds of dollars in mandatory gratuities and hidden service fees. In 2026, NCL is leading the industry in aggressive cutbacks that are leaving guests feeling like walking ATMs rather than valued travelers. Imagine sitting down for a nice dinner in the main dining room, something you've already paid for in your fare, only to find out there's now a surcharge if you want a second entree. It's a move that has sent shockwaves through the cruising community. But here's the catch. The cuts don't stop at the plate. They've removed the printed daily programs from your stateroom, reduced cabin service to just once a day, and started slapping no-show fees on specialty dining reservations that used to be flexible. For solo travelers, the betrayal is even deeper. NCL was once the industry champion for solo cruisers, but in 2026, they are reducing the number of studio cabins on newer ships while jacking up the solo supplement prices. When you combine these nickel-and-diming tactics with the disappearing freestyle perks, the atmosphere on board shifts from relaxed to transactional. Cruisers are tired of having to check their onboard account every hour just to make sure they haven't been hit with another surprise fee. Before you lock in that 2026 NCL booking, do a final price comparison against a truly premium line like Celebrity or Virgin. Once you tally up NCL's mandatory tips and dining upgrades, the luxury lines are often actually cheaper. 4. Royal Caribbean, the crowding collapse. Even the King of the Seas is starting to buckle under the weight of its own record-breaking success in 2026. Most cruisers think booking the world's largest ship means more space to roam, but the reality is that the math is officially working against you. Royal Caribbean is now consistently sailing at 110% occupancy, which means every pull-out sofa and upper bunk is filled to capacity. The legendary wow factor that built this brand is rapidly being replaced by the weight factor. Imagine stepping onto a masterpiece like the Icon of the Seas, ready for the vacation of a lifetime, only to realize you're sharing the ship with over 7,500 other passengers. You're fighting for an elevator, playing chair wars on the pool deck before 7 a.m., and the Windjammer buffet looks more like a high-stress riot zone than a relaxing lunch spot. But here's the catch. It isn't just about the crowds. It's about the logistical nightmare of the app-driven vacation. If you don't pre-book every single show, specialty dinner, and shore excursion months in advance, you'll spend your entire cruise standing in a standby line just to catch a glimpse of the Aqua Theater. For many, the consequence of this maximum density model is a total loss of relaxation. Quiet corners are disappearing to make room for more upcharge venues, and the prices for amenities at Perfect Day at Coco Cay have skyrocketed. If you're a couple or a solo traveler, you might start feeling like an afterthought in a world designed exclusively for high-energy families. Instead of battling the 7,000-person crowds on the newest megaships, look for 5-night itineraries on older Voyager-class ships. They offer the perfect middle ground of classic Royal Caribbean features without the soul-crushing congestion of the Icon-class giants. 5. MSC Cruises, the operational nightmare. MSC Cruises is currently proving that a billion-dollar ship can't hide a 10-cent service model, and it's causing a massive exodus of North American cruisers in 2026. Most passengers think they're getting a high-end European luxury experience because the vessels are undeniably the most beautiful in the world. The truth? Once you step out of those Swarovski crystal-lined atriums, the operational nightmare begins. Imagine boarding the MSC World Europa. It is a literal architectural masterpiece. But by day 3, the dream has dissolved into a series of mounting frustrations. You find yourself trapped in a 40-minute line for a basic slice of pizza at the buffet. The staff on US-based sailings seem perpetually overwhelmed or dismissive, and the sheer volume of people is staggering. But here's the catch. MSC's aggressive kids sail-free promotions have pushed passenger counts so far beyond the ship's comfortable capacity that public spaces feel more like a crowded subway station than a vacation. The consequence for you is a vacation spent managing your trip rather than enjoying it. Cruisers are reporting food that is consistently lukewarm and a customer service desk that often feels more like a combat zone than a hospitality center. There is a growing consensus that unless you are paying for the exclusive ship-within-a-ship yacht club experience, you are essentially treated like a second-class passenger. For many, the low lead-in price simply isn't worth the high-stress reality of the standard experience. If you're determined to try MSC in 2026, don't settle for a standard cabin. Only book the yacht club to escape the overcrowding. Otherwise, take that same budget to Celebrity where the service actually matches the ship's beauty. 6. Princess Cruises, the identity crisis. Princess Cruises is currently suffering through a massive identity crisis, and it is alienating the very demographic that built the Love Boat legacy. Most cruisers think of Princess as the gold standard for refined, intimate voyages, but the truth is they are desperately trying to transform into a megaship brand, and the results are polarizing. In 2026, the fleet is split down the middle. You're either on a ship that is falling apart or one that's so big it's lost its soul. Imagine booking a premium getaway on the brand new Sun Princess, expecting that classic princess elegance. Instead, you walk into a 4,300-passenger behemoth with a layout so confusing it feels more like a generic corporate hotel than a luxury vessel. Loyalists are reporting that the decor has gone from timeless to sterile, and the once intimate public spaces are now loud, crowded, and impersonal. But here's the catch. If you try to avoid the mega ships by booking the older fleet, like the Grand or Diamond Princess, you're often met with aging cabins, mechanical hiccups, and a noticeable lack of maintenance. The consequence for you is a total loss of the premium experience you're paying for. Even the medallion-class technology, once their biggest selling point, is increasingly plagued by 2026 app crashes and connectivity issues that turn a simple drink order into a logistical headache. When a line ignores its core audience of couples looking for quiet luxury to chase the high-energy family market, the loyalists are the ones who get left behind. If you still want that authentic princess charm before it disappears entirely, book your 2026 sailing on the Coral or Island Princess. They are the last remaining vessels that offer the intimate, classic experience without the soul-crushing crowds of the newer giants.